They say sometimes a picture is worth 1,000 words. Sometimes they're worth more, sometimes they're worth less. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, then what's this clip worth?
Drummond been very aggressive offensively tonight. Again, puts it on the floor, drives it, and Aldridge banks it home, and the foul. Andre Drummond.
Saturday night, Andre Drummond absolutely dismantled the Brooklyn Nets. I've said time and time again, I think Andre Drummond going to the Los Angeles Lakers is so much worse than Blake Griffin. It's so much worse than LaMarcus Aldridge going to the Brooklyn Nets. This isn't me saying Drummond going to LA is bad. This is more so me saying that Andre Drummond is still good. Andre Drummond is a player in the prime of his career that was making $30 million per year. And now he's in LA playing for, somebody remind me, how much again? Drummond could have helped just about any team in the NBA out. He chose LA, LA got better, simple. Quick question. Comments, I want y'all to go crazy with this one. If Drummond went to Brooklyn, was it game over for the league? Blake Griffin and LaMarcus Aldridge are hoopers. There's no way around it. These guys can still flat out go, especially Blake. Blake might not be doing this anymore.
In preseason, here's Griffin going on wood and slams it through. A facial is served up.
But hopefully he doesn't have to. Blake's prime is long gone, and so is LaMarcus. While it sucks to say, it's also the truth. And also, my point. Saturday night, the Los Angeles Lakers exposed a major flaw for the Brooklyn Nets. LA, Brooklyn, we have to talk about it, but before we go any further, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. You will not want to miss another Get Like Coop video, and that's facts. So guys, I had this amazing idea. Let me know what you guys think about it, if it's something that you guys would want. So you guys know I've been talking about starting that reaction channel. The reaction channel is started, but it has no content. Now, I was thinking about doing nightly reactions to YouTube videos and NBA highlights on Twitch and uploading some of the highlights from my reactions to YouTube, which wouldn't just consist of NBA highlights, but it consists of, basketball related reactions and, just fun reactions. Right now, of course, this is just an idea, but if enough people support this idea and wants it, then I have to do it. Lastly, guys, be sure to check out my podcast, Laced Up. You guys will not want to miss an episode. Now let's talk hoops. Saturday night, the Brooklyn Nets lost to the Los Angeles Lakers 126-101. Typically, a loss like this wouldn't necessarily concern me. We've seen a lot of teams come out flat this season, and honestly, that's been a little bit frustrating. I don't like all of the blowouts going on in the NBA. If you guys know me, you know that I like competitive basketball. This season, I feel like I've seen more blowouts than ever. That's a trend that I truly hope comes to an end. Anyways, no LeBron, no AD, no Kuzma. Dennis Schroeder gets ejected. The list goes on. The Lakers were already short on playmakers, so I thought this ejection might be a turning point for the Brooklyn Nets. Now keep in mind, Kyrie also got ejected. Harden didn't play, and KD was on a minutes restriction. But honestly, is that any excuse to get blown out by the Los Angeles Lakers without Anthony Davis and without LeBron James, who, might I remind you, is one of the best players to ever touch a basketball? Kuzma said it himself. This team is built to win with AD and especially with Bron. I've been somewhat tough on the Lakers recently, but credit where credit is due. This team has remained afloat despite missing two of the best players in the association. Look, I'm not saying the Lakers have been perfect without Anthony Davis and LeBron, but what I'm saying is without Bron and without AD, things could be so much worse. So I almost didn't want to bring this tweet into this video, but we're a hoops channel, so let's talk hoops. Shout out to Accept Facts. He tweeted out, "You force KD to become a playmaker instead of just a scorer, and this is what happens. This isn't just a one-game sample either. There is a reason he's played with an absolutely elite creator his entire career. That's why just the offensive comparisons to LeBron are laughable. He also went on to say KD is one of the greatest ever, but high-level playmaking is just not his thing. So check this out. I dug a little deeper, and there are some people saying that James Harden is the Nets' most valuable player. At this very moment, the Nets with Harden are 27-7. Without James Harden, they're 9-10. Coincidence? Hey, I'll let y'all be the judge. While a lot of people have been destroying the notion that Harden has a case for MVP, I haven't been one of them. When it comes to Harden, there's a lot of new faces on the bandwagon. Newsflash, this is the same guy from Houston, just in a better basketball situation. Remember this picture from earlier? I don't want to overreact, but Andre Drummond having his way with this team is a big deal. Because what's going to happen when Anthony Davis is healthy? What's going to happen when you play Giannis in the playoffs and the Bucks are hitting their shots? What's going to happen if you're going against Joel Embiid, somebody that has flat out looked like the MVP this season? Philly has shooters now. This isn't the same old Philly teams that we've seen. We've seen teams take their games to new levels this season, and while the Nets have, I'm not sure they've addressed their biggest issue, which is interior defense. Claxton's great, and he's going to continue to become greater, but right now he's not stopping Joel Embiid. I mean, Embiid's doing this. Look, I'm not sure who's stopping Embiid, but I could tell you who's not. Blake Griffin, Nicholas Claxton, and LaMarcus Aldridge. The Nets are asking some players to be some things that they have never been. LaMarcus Aldridge was so bad defensively versus the Los Angeles Lakers that after the game, he said, "I have to watch film. I can't get past how bad I was defensively." Guys, how are you supposed to watch film for this? This is one-on-one basketball. This is just an instance of being too big and too aggressive. Drummond is 6'10", 6'11", like however tall he is, and he weighs a lot. I know that in the past he's been reported at 280, but he's said that he's lost some weight, so maybe he's 270, 265. Which, by the way, shout out to Drummond for getting in shape. Regardless, Drummond is a massive human, and beyond being massive, he moves incredibly. He's one of the best rebounders in the league. He gives you steals, he gives you blocks, he's a lob target. I can't believe that there were people that were not high on the Drummond signing. Oh, and here's a fun fact. Before LeBron James and Anthony Davis got injured, the Lakers had a defensive rating of 106.8, absolutely elite. After the injury, it went to 105.2. In other words, the Lakers are still sporting the league's best defense despite missing Anthony Davis and LeBron James. Drummond did most of his damage in 22 minutes. Beast. Also, I tried to tell y'all about Ben McLemore. I watch a lot of Rockets games. I really wanted this guy for my Pelicans. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm Get Like Coop bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.